What's up, you guys? Enderheart back with chapter 3 and 4 of Where Are You, Dipper by Dip and Mabe 618. This is a really good fanfic, and I just want to get right to it. Okay. Starts out. Dipper's POV. I sat in silence. It was dark. I was cold, hungry, hurt, and sick. But I knew I had to do this. I knew I had to protect them. I tried screaming for help one more time, even though I knew no one would hear me. Suddenly, I heard footsteps coming down the stairs. My eyes widened. He must be back home. I tried calling away, only to remember my hands were handcuffed to the wall. I started pulling away from the wall as hard as I could, trying to break free from the handcuffs. Dang it! I yelled internally. The door swung open. I stopped struggling and saw him holding a whip. What did Will want me to tell you about screaming for help? Mabel's POV. We sat in silence for what felt like forever, staring at the hat in my hands. What if he really did know he wasn't coming back? Why wouldn't he tell us goodbye? I asked while rubbing my fingers over the pine tree design. I don't know, Mabel, Wendy said. Maybe he didn't want us to know, Seek suggested. But the kid knew we'd find out at some point, Stan said. Maybe someone threatened him, Sue said. That's crazy, Sue. No one threatened him. No one even knows him well enough to threaten him, Stan said. But the other explanation is that he ran away, Wendy said. That's it! I yelled. What is it? That he ran away? Stan asked. No, that someone threatened him. It's the only one that makes sense, I exclaimed. Now, the question is, how could anyone threaten him? I asked. Through email, verbally, through a letter, through text messages. Wendy started naming off stuff. I'll check his phone, I said. I think I saw it laying on that old chair in front of the TV. I'll go get it, Sue said. We waited for a minute for Seuss to come back. Here you go, dude, Seuss said, handing the blue iPhone to me. Thanks, Seuss, I said, taking it from him. I turned the phone on and smiled. What are you smiling about? Wendy asked as she, as well as Stan Seuss, walked behind me so they could see the screen. It's his lock screen. It's a picture of me and him on the way up here, I said. Oh, you two look so adorable, Wendy said. Yeah, dude's the most adorable twins I've ever seen. Well, technically, you're the only twins I've ever seen, Sue said. In a long time, at least, he mumbled at the end, looking at Stan with sad eyes. I followed his gaze. What do you mean, in a long time? I asked. And why did you look at Stan when you said that? Should I tell her, Mr. Pines? Seuss asked in a more serious voice. Stan sighed and said, No, I'll tell her. Better now than later. Grunkle Stan, what are you guys talking about? I started, but then he cut me off. Mabel, on July 21st, 1935, a set of identical twins were born. My brother and I. We were really close, just like you and Dipper. Dipper is just like my brother, Stanley. He always looking for a new mystery to discover or code to unlock. Where I was more like you, just tagging along on the adventure to annoy him and re-encourage him when he's doubting himself. We both stayed in Gravity Falls for our entire lives. We even kept the third journal and went on adventures for old time's sake once in a while. One night in the year of 1987, Stanley wanted to go on an adventure. He called me, like he always did, and asked if I wanted to tag along. I told him I would, and he said he was going to start walking towards the clearing that we always met up at. So as soon as I got ready and walked into the forest towards the clearing, as I got closer, I heard laughter and a scream. I quickly identified the scream as my brother's and ran. I ran as fast as my 52-year-old legs would carry me. When I got to the clearing, I saw my brother in the arms of Bill Cipher, his eyes filled with tears. I screamed my brother's name, and Bill saw me. He laughed right in my face and said, "Your brother knows too much. He keeps trying to find out the true meaning of Earth and all of its mysteries. And for that he shall pay!" I'll never forget those words because right after that, Bill, along with my brother, disappeared. Stan finished while lonely tears rolled down his cheeks. I gasped and said, "Grunkle Stan, I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry." Stan mustered up a small smile. "It's okay, kid." I smiled back at him and asked, "But how did Seuss know about Stanley? And why didn't you keep the third journal? And where were the first two when you were younger?" "Well, Seuss has been working at the shack since he was 12, so I guess he kind of earned my trust. I would have loved to keep the journal, but I couldn't," Stan said. "Why not?" I asked. "Do you know who had the other two?" As a matter of fact, yes. I do know who had the other two. Stanley and I had the third volume. My dad had the first volume, and believe it or not, Bud Gleeful had the second volume, Stan said. "And for why don't I have it anymore is because Bill took Stanley. He obviously took him to his dreamscape, and the only way to get there is to go through a portal. Luckily, Stanley and I had one, but it would only work if we had all three journals." Wait, Wendy interrupted. "Why did you have a portal?" "This old shack holds lots of secrets. One of them being the portal behind the vending machine. Anyway, when he took Stanley, he hid all the books so I couldn't find them and save my brother. My dad was too old to go looking for them, so me and my good friend Bud had to search for them. That is, until we stopped talking." "Why did you stop talking?" I asked. "Him and his wife had a child, which of course, Gideon." Something was wrong with that kid. It's like he knew about the books, and Stanley, and Bill, and everything else. Almost as if he were a reincarnation of the author of the books. Anyway, when Gideon was around 5, he found the second volume, but refused to give it to me. I already had the first one, so if I had the second journal, I would only need the third. No matter how many times I begged or asked, he wouldn't give it to me," Stan said. "And the kid wonders why I hate him so much," he grumbled at the end. "Oh," I said. It was a lot to take in at once. My great uncle had a twin brother that's been locked in a dreamscape with a dream demon for over 20 years. Gideon has book number 2. Seuss knew about this stuff all along. There's a portal behind the vending machine. It's just so amazing. Wow, wait until Dipper finds about it. I cut myself off. "Oh my gosh, Dipper! I almost forgot!" I yelled while unlocking his phone. Fortunately, I knew his passcode. It was 0618. First, I checked his email. No message on his email. I announced to everyone. "Check his voicemail. Wendy suggested. I closed the mail app and opened the phone app. Nothing here either, I said as I scrolled down to the list of people that left voicemails. They all grumbled. I'll check his text messages, I said as I closed the phone app. Isn't that kind of going through his personal business? Sue asked. Relax, I'll just look at the last people who texted him, I said, opening the message app. No way! Wendy yelled. Look at who texted. I looked down at the screen and saw under my name was Gideon's. Well, you guys, that's all the time I have for today. I only got one chapter done, but I really have to go to bed. For some reason, my body really, I really like doing these things at 10, but I really need to get to bed and get to school and stuff. So, I'll try to do 2 tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed that chapter. It was kind of funny. Yeah, so kind of a lot of secrets in that one just being spilled out. Hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more. Bye, you guys. Also check out my other videos. Dipper and Maple said bye too. Bye.